So far this year, in the sport of boxing, this has been the year of the upsets. And in this video, I'm going to show you some upsets that shocked the boxing world. But before I do that, I just want all my subscribers and all the followers to know one thing about the big old dog. I'm the type of guy that be rooting for the underdog. For me, there's nothing more exciting than watching a fighter that's massively unfavored to win, and he comes in with nothing, but he leaves with everything. To me, that's what defines destiny. When you expect nothing, but you gain everything. That's what destiny is to me. For me, watching an underdog fighter come in and go to work, walk his opponent down, and round after round, he doesn't let up. He just keeps trying, and especially when he's succeeding. For me, it's a thing of beauty. A good example of this would be when Pitbull Cruz fought Gervonta Davis. Isaac Cruz was a late replacement for Rolly Romero. Nobody knew who Isaac Cruz was, but he came in and he took the fight to Davis. And plus, he was the away fighter. That's another factor that I love, when the challenger is traveling to the champion's home and he takes the belts straight from the champion's backyard. But back to Isaac Cruz and Tank Davis. Isaac went all 12 rounds with the champ, you know, and even though Gervonta Davis got the win, I thought Cruz had did enough. He had Gervonta Davis on the back foot, running all night. But of course, there was no way the judges were gonna give that to Isaac Cruz, so the only way to get that win was to knock Gervonta Davis out. But that's enough about that. Let's get into the upsets that happened thus far this year. So, upset number 1, Tszyu versus Sebastian Fundora. Tszyu, I remember him being a massive favorite to beat Fundora. Not only because he was a champion, but because Fundora was coming off a loss, a knockout loss at that, to Brian Mendoza, a fighter that Tszyu had already beat. The cut on Tszyu's forehead played a huge role in the upset victory for Fundora, but nevertheless, it happened the way it happened. You know, it is what it is, and it was what it was. I thought the fight should have been stopped, but Tszyu, being the warrior that he is, he decided to fight on. And of course, there was some foul play going on behind the scenes involving the PBC and Al Haney and those guys. I think Tszyu was set up by having Tszyu think that he was fighting Keith Thurman, right? A 5'9" orthodox fighter that fights on the back foot. He's training and warming up to fight Keith Thurman. But with 12 to 14 days left to the fight, the PBC switched Keith Thurman with Sebastian Fundora. Okay, with 2 weeks left to the fight. Coincidence? I think not. But that's neither here. They're at this point. What it is, and it was what it was. Tszyu signed on the line. He's a grown man, dog. He made his decision. Now he has to live with it. Upset number 2, Brian Norman Jr. versus Giovanni Santillan. Giovanni Santillan was a big favorite coming into this fight versus Brian Norman Jr., especially the way he was looking after beating Alexis Rocha. Santillan was on a hot streak, but Brian Norman Jr. came in and shut all that shit down that quick. He came into Santillan's backyard of San Diego, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, and beat Giovanni Santillan at his own game. This fight was very entertaining. Very entertaining. Good stuff. They were just brawling in that ring. Absolutely great work from both men. But Brian Norman Jr. happened to be the better man that fight, or that night. So that gives us our second upset win of the video. And then on that same card, that same night, Dennis Beronchyk upsets Emmanuel Navarrete. Now this fight was a very awkward type fight, especially knowing how Navarrete fights. Very awkward positions, orthodox style. And Beronchyk being a southpaw didn't really help Navarrete's situation. There's a lot of grappling, a lot of holding involved in that fight. It was a pretty lackluster performance, but Beronchyk did do enough to get the win over Navarrete. And at the end of the day, Navarrete was a huge favorite to win that fight. So when Beronchyk got his hand raised, I was I couldn't say shocked, but it was surprising, you know. So that gives us our third upset win of the video. So this one right here will be a bonus. But the last but not least upset of this year so far, and I think y'all know who or what names I'm about to say. Oh yeah, you know it. The upset of the year, possibly the upset of the century, Ryan Garcia versus Devin the Dream Haney. Devin Haney was a massive favorite. I believe he was like a 10-1 favorite to beat Ryan Garcia. And I'm already knowing what I'm going to get in the comment section, right? Oh, that one doesn't count because Ryan Garcia, he cheated. He cheated Devin Haney. He was an Austrian. And all this stuff. And what I have to say to that is, what did the Austrian have to do with Devin Haney getting out of the way of Ryan Garcia's left hook? Devin Haney was getting hit over and over and over again with that same left hook. That same one that Bill Haney said that they were preparing for and training for this whole time. So there you go, fam. Just some upset wins so far this year, and we're halfway through the year. So I hope we get some more. You know, I'm hoping we get some more upset wins before the year's over, because again, I do be rooting for the underdog. And again, these are just few of the upset. There's been more, you know. Let me know if you guys want me to do, you know, a part 2. It's been that many upsets this year. I'm just gonna leave it with these. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what upsets y'all want me to talk about, or, you know, am I missing some? I'll let you know if I am missing them. Yeah, man, just hit me up in the comment section. And as always, this has been once again your boy Old Dog Boxing, and I'm out this bitch.